What a show, what a show, what a goddamn show. What can you say about this pay-per-view? This was, by far, the best pay-per-view in all Elite Wrestling history. Now, going into it, yeah, Tony Khan said this is the best pay-per-view he's put together and everything, but my God, what a damn good show. Was it a perfect show? Absolutely not. Paul White versus QT Marshall should have been nowhere near this pay-per-view. You take that match away, the quality goes up. All I gotta say is, well done, Chicago fans. You guys were on fire from start to finish. I have seen many pay-per-views, really good pay-per-views, that have really good matches. And the crowd starts out hot, and then they die towards the end. This crowd was on fire from start to finish. No doubt about it. Holy shit. Chicago showed how every crowd at a pay-per-view needs to be. It's at the pay-per-views are the best, and we know how WWE pay-per-views are, but this was great. Absolutely. We have new AEW World Tag Team Champions in what is by far the match of the year. And that match took place about halfway through the second hour, and I'm thinking, this match is, like, after the match was over, I'm like, what's gonna follow this? There is nothing they can do on this show, and yes, CM Punk and Darby Allen was good. The main event was better than anyone thought it was going to be. And the women's battle royal was meh. But my God, this show just... AEW, just, they went out there and just gave you every surprise that you were expecting. And someone that I don't think anybody would have guessed. We had another New Japan legend make his debut in AEW, and I guarantee you, if you would have predicted this to happen, you would have been called a liar, because there is no fucking way nobody predicted who came in from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Holy shit. This was, I just can't with this. This company is just so great. You love professional wrestling. If you haven't seen anything in AEW in a long while, any wrestling in a long while, you need to watch this. This was by far just some of the best stuff out there. Top to bottom. And last year's All Out, everyone could tell, everyone knows, was not a good match. Was not a good show. It was subpar, in the middle. Felt like it, because it was mid-pandemic. Nobody can blame them for how weak the show was. This show blew that in 2019 out of the water. This blew every show that AEW has done, from pay-per-views to special Wednesday night shows. It blew all of those out of the water. There is nothing. I don't know how they're going to top this in 2000 at Full Gear in November. I just don't have I don't know. This was absolutely fantastic. Was I happy about every outcome? But it was by far just awesome. Absolutely awesome. Now, we started on the buy-in with the 10-man tag team match. Chuck Taylor, Wheeler Yuta, Orange Cassidy, and the Jurassic Express versus Matt Hardy, TH2, and Private Party, the HFO. This was a 9-minute and 25-minute just fun match, and everybody got their shit in. And honestly, this match could have won another 5 minutes, in my opinion, because they still, they had a lot of time. They could have took another 10 minutes, another 5 minutes if they wanted to. But everybody got to get their shit in. Everybody got to go out there and beat and just fight and beat the hell out of it and just go out there and have a hell of a match. Now, of course, I'm hoping this is it. I am so tired of seeing the HFO take on Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends and anybody else associated with them. I'm just tired of it. This has got to be it. I don't know about anyone else, but the HFO has run its course, in my opinion. They lose all the goddamn time. Honestly, in my opinion, if you're going to go out there and have this stuff go on, you need to Just cut this down, get rid of the Butcher and the Blade, get rid of TH2, and just have Matt Hardy with the Private Party. That was the perfect night, perfect thing for them. So, yeah, again, really good match here. Everyone got their stuff in. Everyone got to fight with everybody. It was just a lot of fun for a 9-minute match. So, hold on here. So, the match comes to an end comes to a close with a double hurricane run on Private Party. Fucking Orange Cassidy was hurricane running everybody. Shotgun drop kick on Evans. Hardy jumps in the ring and lands a twist of fate. Taylor jumps Hardy onto the outside of the ring. Bunch of people out on the floor. Jungle Boy with a brainbuster on Quinn. Evans ends up on Angelico's shoulders. Luchasaurus puts Jungle Boy on his shoulders. We end up having a whatever that fucking thing in the, like what you would do in the pool. Fight happening, and they even on commentary said it's just like being in the pool. Of course, Evans ends up getting knocked over with a big lariat. Quinn tries for a flying off the top rope. Jungle Boy actually falls backwards like he does when he comes out of the ring out for his entrance. Cassidy also tries to take off a modified Spanish fly, but he gets caught and slammed over. The Blade tries to get involved, knocked to the floor. Stunt gets on Luchasaurus' shoulders, leaps to the floor. Jungle Boy puts the snare trap on Angelico. Angelico taps out, and the baby faces win. Now, Jurassic Express is like, yeah, they shake hands, they all celebrate. They leave because Orange Wheeler and Chuck Taylor are going to do the give them what they want pose. But the HFO is not having this. They come back in, they beat the shit out of everybody, and the Butcher returns. The Butcher we have not seen in about 7 months. Some people have said he's been out. Some people said he's been doing a tour with his band. But the Butcher returns, beats the holy shit out of Orange Cassidy. They waste him. Orange Cassidy is held up by the Private Party. They got some scissors, and they look like they're about to snip some of Orange Cassidy's hair. Out comes the Jurassic Express, the Varsity Blondes, Dark Order, John Silver and John Silver and 10, and they chase them off. We get the whole big hug and everything. John Silver has the biggest smile on his goddamn face, just happy as all, and that is that. So, good little wholesome moment. Then we heard from Dan Lambert, don't give a shit. Hey, Tony, here's the thing. We are professional wrestling fans. Do you want to know something about professional wrestling and MMA? Real MMA fans who are strict MMA fans do not like professional wrestling. Nobody wants to listen to Dan fucking Lambert yell and scream like the old man who says, "Get off my lawn!" Nobody wants to hear about that. You got them teamed up with the Men of the Year because the Men of the Year are doing absolutely nothing. They're going to do absolutely nothing. So, get these motherfuckers off my television. Get this guy out of AEW. He brings nothing to the company. He's not going to help you gain your audience at all. And just move on. I don't want to see Jorge Masvidal, Junior Dos Santos, Andre Arlovsky, or any other MMA guy who's teamed up with the American Top Team. Impact Wrestling did this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, whenever it was. Learn from their mistake. It didn't fucking work. The difference was they were teamed up with Bobby Lashley, who has an MMA background. Why the fuck should we care about Dan Lambert and his bullshit? I don't care. Get it off my television. I don't want to hear this senile old fool coming here yelling and screaming like a little bitch. Enough. Moving on to the main card, Eddie Kingston and Miro started the match. No CJ Perry. So anybody who was in the pool guessing that CJ Perry was going to be a surprise tonight, you, ladies and gentlemen, were wrong. So this was a fantastic opener. These two guys just beat the holy hell out of each other. Of course, Miro, the thing is that Eddie Kingston is going for Miro's chink in his armor. Now, this match was good, but Bryce Rensburg looked like a fucking idiot. I'm sick and tired of seeing this guy ref matches because he looks like a fucking idiot almost every time. When he's the referee for traditional tag team matches, he looks like a fucking buffoon every single match. I've seen Fire Rensburg or Fire Bryce Rensburg or whatever. Like, people say that before. It's like, this guy fucking sucks. But these guys beat the shit out of each other. So many Sayudo suplexes from Kingston. He's trying to beat the hell out of this guy. Now, AEW's got to get a little better with their turnbuckles security, because they're fighting middle of the match. Eddie Kingston is trying to hold on, grabs the turnbuckle, Miro pulls him, and he just pulls the turnbuckle pad away. And I'm like, damn, that's weak as shit. So, Eddie Kingston hits the spinning back fist, hits a DDT, goes for the pin. Where the fuck is Bryce? Oh, he has the turnbuckle pad, and he's trying to put it back on like a good Samaritan, while making himself look like a fucking idiot. So, Eddie gets a 2. Eddie's going to use the exposed turnbuckle to hit Miro. Bryce gets in between. Miro shoves himself a little bit further into Bryce so Bryce can't see. Backhanded low blow. Getting some speed. Miro bounces back and forth. Hits a running Moxley kick. I don't know what they call it over here. The running Moxley kick. And gets the pin and the win. And I think this is Miro's first pinfall victory in AEW. If I'm correct, this guy has won by just tap out. Honestly, tap out, like the game over. I don't think he's won before. So, yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. Now, other than the Bryce Rensburg looking like a fucking idiot, this was a damn good opener to this show. There is nothing I can say bad about this match other than Bryce Rensburg needs to be fired and they need a better referee. But who is going to beat Miro? Eddie Kingston Eddie Kingston, hell of a match. Who is next for Miro? I could look at the AEW roster and I'm like, I don't know. Who could really vie for that championship and give him a viable challenge? I could say probably Jon Moxley if Jon Moxley wanted to go for the TNT Championship. That would be a win for Jon Moxley in my opinion. Maybe Darby gets another chance. Maybe, I don't know. It's really tough because my goodness, he is being as he should be, how he should have been from day one. Dominant as can be. This was a hell of an opener though. Congratulations on Miro retaining the championship. So, next up, Jon Moxley and Satoshi Kojima. Now, I've seen some people who weren't really happy with the fact that AEW went and found a way to do this by having Jon Moxley going out there and just giving us a match with anybody. And they gave us Satoshi Kojima. But these two went out there and beat the living shit out of each other. Back-to-back bangers of beatdowns and attacks. Now, I will say immediately the match started off slow. The first match was pow, 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 beat the shit out of each other, left, right, left, right, left, right. These guys went out there and, yeah, they started off slow. But they just beat the shit out of each other. Now, Jon Moxley, if you did not know, is the GCW World Champion. I was so hoping he would have came out with the championship, just holding the championship just for the hell of it. But no, he came out rocking a GCW sweater, crowd with a GC chant. Kojima, and then, Kojima wanted a handshake. Jon Moxley slapped that away, gave him a fucking finger to start the match. Back and forth shots. These guys are beating, it's just... Now, the thing is, Kojima is apparently known for his lariat. I've never seen a Satoshi Kojima match before this. And they are just beating the living bejesus out of each other. Left, right, everything going crazy. Machine gun chops, Moxley sent to the corner. Moxley, you could just see his chest getting redder and darker as the match went on. He did get cut on his elbow, which of course they did mention on commentary how this was, he's had elbow problems because he's had 2 staph infections in his elbow, One, at the end of his WWE career, and two, when he made his first 1 or 2 trips to New Japan. So it was going to be one of those things. Now, Moxley tries for a brainbuster block. Moxley is put up on the top turnbuckle. Both end up biting each other. Kojima then coughs. He's like, ugh. And I'm thinking to myself, isn't COVID something that people are having problem with right now, and you're going to let these two bite each other? Now, Kojima attempts to work on Moxley. He takes his elbow pad off, tries for the big lariat, misses, and Moxley sends Kojima to the mat. Moxley with some big lariats himself, like just standing lariats. Just, he can't get the guy to go down. Goes for the Death Rider, no. Left arm lariat, Kojima cutter. Moxley with a big shot over the lariat cover. 2, Moxley goes right into the Bulldog choke. Kojima gets his leg on the rope. Moxley elbows is bloodied up. Kojima with the Mongolian chops. Moxley says, well, alright, I'll hit you with a fucking headbutt, which he immediately regrets. Death Rider, second one, he hits the standard Death Rider, then hits the lifting one. 1, 2, 3. Jon Moxley is your winner. Now, Jon Moxley, as his music plays, he's giving his respects to Kojima, who is down and out. Suddenly, his music stops. What? What the fuck's going on? Then we hear the music of Minoru Suzuki. The king, as it said on his thing. Minoru Suzuki is here in All Elite Wrestling, and he gets to the ring. Fans are going crazy. Funny thing is, if you're into tokusatsu or anything, Minoru Suzuki made a cameo in the new Kamen Rider Revice season episode 1 as an inmate who gets turned into a monster. Is the birth thing of a monster, but he made a cameo in that, and here he is on All Out, coming face to face with Jon Moxley, and he's got the biggest shit grin on his face. It's not even funny. These guys are just happy, like they're having words, they're going back and forth, they're having a fucking ball. They hit each other, they fucking smash each other left and right. They're having a good old fucking time. And then, holy shit, back and forth, back and forth. And as Moxley's hitting the elbow, he's using the bloody elbow, so Suzuki gets some blood on him, which he's fine with. This leads to the Gotch-style power driver, and Jon Moxley is laid out by Minoru Suzuki. Chicago, and this is just the second match on the night. Chicago unglued the entire night. Now, Jon Moxley versus Minoru Suzuki will be this Wednesday night on TNT. That's going to be a big match. It's Jon Moxley's homecoming in Cincinnati, Ohio. I cannot wait to see what happens on Wednesday night in Cincinnati, the other side of Ohio from where I live. Next up, we had the Women's Championship match, which honestly, I thought this was going to be the semi-main. And even though I don't like the Faker, I would have rather taken this as the semi-main than the semi-main that we actually got, which was QT Marshall versus Paul White, which had no business being on this fucking pay-per-view, but we'll talk about that later. So, yeah, Chris Statlander versus the Faker, Britt Baker, as she defends her AEW Women's Championship. The biggest thing coming out of, there was a couple things coming out of this, and none of it was Baker. Orange Cassidy was in Chris Statlander's corner. I have not seen this as much emotion in Orange Cassidy for any other match. He was being vocal to Rebel and Jamie Hayter, which, with how this match went on, what was the point of Jamie Hayter being in Baker's corner? I don't understand that. There was no shenanigans. There was no screwy finish for this. Just Jamie Hayter was there. The most that Jamie Hayter and Rebel did in this match was attempt to attack Chris Statlander when she was out on the floor. and Orange Cassidy got in between them. And that's all they did. So they were just a waste of time. I don't understand why they were even there. Now, later in the match, Chris Statlander is out on the outside. Orange Cassidy, just standing there, takes his glasses off. He's like, Chris Statlander, get your butt in the ring. I'm like, what the fuck is up with this guy? I've never seen this guy be this emotional. He's just a cool, calm, and collected guy. We saw a different side of Orange Cassidy in this match. That's like something you could talk about for this match. And the other thing is that Chris Statlander is fucking fantastic. Yes, Chris Statlander lost this match because of course she was going to lose this match. The money match, and I think the match is going to have her lose the title, is going to be to Thunder Rosa. But Chris Statlander showed that between now and All Out of next year, or full gear of next year, she will and should be AEW Women's Champion. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. She put on a hell of a performance, and she carried Faker through this match, while Faker continues to be just a drizzling shits in the middle of the ring. So, match lasted about 11 minutes. 11 minutes, and Baker wins. But the thing that you also have to tell about this match is it took a Panama Sunrise. For whatever reason, they call it the Pittsburgh Sunrise. No. Hint on what that is. Statlander kicked out. Baker had to hit a stomp. Statlander barely kicked out. You could tell she was done. She was just on instinct. You know how they always say in late matches, oh, they kicked out on instinct. That one definitely. Gets put into the lockjaw, and Statlander passes out. Well, she was out before the lockjaw was put on, so honestly, she could have fucking rolled her up in a pretzel with how knocked out she was. So, Baker did nothing to impress me, as she never does. She's fucking the drizzling shits. But Chris Statlander just showed that she's going to be in the women's title picture for the foreseeable future. And the fact that she did not tap out just shows how much AEW has in Chris Statlander for a future women's champion. Because Nyla Rose tapped out, Red Velvet tapped out, Chris Statlander did not tap out. That just shows you how much AEW values Chris Statlander. Now, backstage, Alex Marvez is with Andrade El Idolo and Chavo Guerrero. He says the match doesn't happen tonight because of Pac's travel problems. Marvez wonders if Andrade had anything to do with this. Andrade's like, are you kidding me? I wanted to be a part of this big pay-per-view tonight. He wonders if one of his guys canceled. He asked the nameless guy in the back. He does look over to Chavo, and Chavo's like got that look of, I didn't do anything. It wasn't me. I had nothing to do with this. Chavo says he didn't do it, but I'm sure he did. I'm sure that's going to be the storyline. Andrade says on Friday they will meet at Rampage and he will defeat Pac. Unfortunately, this match is not going to be live. It's going to be taped, which fucking sucks. Rampage is going to be taped in Cincinnati on Wednesday, so it's not going to be a live show. I wonder how long it's going to be before Rampage is live every single week. Because you know TNT is going to want Rampage to be live eventually every single week. Maybe when they go to TBS. And then we move on to the match of the fucking night. The Lucha Bros, the Young Bucks, cage match for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Only two ways to win: pinfall or submission. The Lucha Bros also get the entrance of the year with the rap from, I have no fucking idea who the hell guy's name is. They get a big entrance. They had two guys wrap them to the ring, which was fucking fantastic. They had these awesome headdresses on. The gear was colored in the Mexican flag. Everything looked fucking great. The Young Bucks come out. Only Brandon Cutler comes down with them because it is a cage match, and the only one who's going to be able to do anything for them really is probably Brandon Cutler. But what can I say about this match? This was crazy. This was like if you don't like professional wrestling after seeing this match, you don't need to be watching this shit. These guys have faced, and I was like, oh, please tell me, like they made it seem like the Bucks are a shoe-in to win, especially after they mentioned how the Bucks and the Lucha Bros have had 8 matches, and the Lucha Bros have won 5, while the Young Bucks have won only 3. So I'm thinking to myself, well, then they're gonna win tonight, because that's just, you don't say it like that unless it's telegraphing that they're gonna win. But as I said at the start of this, the Lucha Bros won. We had just spots after spot after spot of the Lucha Bros getting Phoenix getting powerbombed into the cage. Fucking Canadian Destroyer off the top rope from Pentagon Jr. Holy shit. They brought in a Jordan boot, shoe with thumbtacks on it, kicking both the Lucha Bros with it, ripping out their masks. Pentagon was fucking bleeding from the face before the shoe even got brought in. So many near falls, and it looked like so many times the Lucha Bros were going to be fucking beat, but in the end, they hit the assisted package. They hit the spiked power driver 1, 2, 3, and the Lucha Bros are your winners. Nothing I can do can justify how awesome this match is. Phoenix went to the top, and who was it? Phoenix went to the top because for whatever reason they were going to do the foot stomp package power driver combo from the top. That would have ended badly. That would have ended so badly, I think Phoenix would have been injured. Nick Scales and I thought, oh god, they're going to do a Canadian Destroyer from the top. They're going to do the Canadian Destroyer from the top, and both guys are going to die. But no, Nick gets kicked down. Penta grabs both guys. Phoenix does a huge crossbody. Penta and Phoenix with the spike power driver, and they are your World Tag Team Champions. Hell of a fucking match. There's nothing I could do to justify this. If you're like, I don't know what I'm going to watch from All Out, I'm on the fence, you need to see this match today. You need to see this match tomorrow. You need to see this match ASAP. This was a hell of a match. Match of the year in AEW. Match of the year in wrestling in general. Nothing topped it tonight. This was your match of the night. And Phoenix, of course, MVP of this match just for being the crazy son of a bitch that he is. We move on to a Women's Casino Battle Royal. Winner receives future AEW Women's World Championship match. I wish they would tell you when it's going to happen, because honestly, my opinion is that the winner of this would go on to face the champion at the Grand Slam. Why wouldn't you do it any other way? I mean, that's your next big show. And right now, we don't know anything that's going to be there, which hopefully on Wednesday we do. So the first 5 are Hikaru Shida, Emi Sakurai, the Bunny, Abaddon, and the sentimental favorite, Sky Blue. If you don't know, last night they did a Dark episode that they taped on Friday. And on that Dark episode, Sky Blue, who is from Illinois, faced off against Red Velvet. Red Velvet being a babyface, but because Sky Blue was from Chicago, the Chicago area, the fans were in her corner. And my god, I have never seen somebody in AEW on Dark get as much of a pop, as much as the fans were behind her as Sky Blue. Sky Blue lasted about maybe 2 minutes. She goes and does a move to, I believe it's Emi Sakurai, and she celebrates and just looks out to the crowd, and Abaddon eliminates her. Easy. Bunny and Abaddon eliminates Abaddon shortly after that. Emi Sakura gets eliminated not too long after that by Hikaru Shida. Then we had Anna Jay, Kira Hogan, Kylan King, Diamante, Nyla Rose as the Diamonds, as the clubs were the first 2. Anna Jay gets to the ring as fast as she can be. Kira Hogan doesn't last that long because Nyla Rose chucks her out of the ring. Kylan King gets chucked out not too long after that. And then Hikaru Shida gets chucked out after that, and Nyla Rose is just on a roll, just eliminating everybody left and right. Thunder Rosa, Penelope Ford, Riho, who was over with the crowd, Jamie Hayter and Big Swole come out next. Of course, Big Swole goes right after Diamante. Riho gets eliminated almost as quick as can be, so that was a waste. Diamante gets eliminated, then Big Swole gets eliminated. Swole, of course, got rid of Diamante. Then Swole gets eliminated by Jamie Hayter. Yeah, Jamie Hayter. And those two fight a little bit more. And then we get, hold on, let me see. Yeah, then we had the Spades. Tay Conti, Brent Velvet, Layla Hirsch, Jade Cargill, and Rebel. Rebel gets eliminated by Jade Cargill almost immediately. Then Jade Cargill Anna Jay chucks out the Bunny. Anna Jay then gets eliminated by Penelope Ford. Then Layla Hirsch Layla Hirsch didn't really get to do much. She gets eliminated by Jade Cargill. Jamie Hayter then gets thrown out unceremoniously by Jade Cargill. Holy shit, I don't know what she did to Jade. Red Velvet gets knocked out too. Then Jade Cargill gets thrown out by Nyla Rose because Nyla Rose said, "This is my match, bitch." Then Penelope Ford gets eliminated by Tay Conti. If I get the numbers right here. Then Tay Conti eliminated by Nyla Rose, which that was the final. The final four was Nyla Rose, Tay Conti, Hikaru Shida, and oh, by the way, Ruby Soho was the Joker. So she came in not too long after everyone started getting eliminated. And you could, and I kid you not, this woman was in fucking tears. She was in before she even came out. Like, as soon as that clock started going down, and like all 20 women were in this match, already officially in this match, the crowd was all Ruby Soho immediately. She comes out with all the emotion on her face. Because you gotta remember, this is the first time Ruby Soho has done anything in literally months. Her and Liv Morgan on SmackDown were doing the tag team thing. They look like they might be in line for a tag team title shot. That really didn't go anywhere. And then she was fired. Gone for a while. Comes out. She had an awesome jacket. It says Destination AEW on the back of it. She came out just like so happy. She goes right for Jade Cargill, of course. So she got in there before Jade Cargill got eliminated. And it came down to Nyla Rose, Thunder Rosa, and Ruby Soho. Well, Nyla Rose gets eliminated by I think it was not, let me get these orders right. Nyla Rose got eliminated by Thunder Rosa, and it came down to Ruby Soho and Thunder Rosa. And these guys give you about a 3-4 minute match. And then I hate the way they ended this because this gets so overdone. Now these guys, like Ruby Soho ends up on the apron, so she pulls out Thunder Rosa. So these two are fighting on the apron. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna go to take on the women's champion? And they fight and they fight and they fight and they fight. When all of a sudden Ruby Soho is able to take out Nyla Rose. And I'm not Nyla Rose, but Thunder Rosa. And Ruby Soho is the first woman as the Joker to win the battle royal, the Casino Battle Royal, and the first Casino Battle Royal Joker to win since Adam Hangman Page did in 2019 at Double or Nothing. So Ruby Soho starts her AEW career on the W side. Awesome thing to see. And I can't wait to see what she does in AEW. She will make an appearance on Wednesday nights in Cincinnati, where I'm feeling they'll probably announce that her match with Britt Baker, with the Faker, will be at the stadium show in Arthur Ashe. It only makes sense that is where you're going to have her get her title shot. And of course, everyone predicted, I know a lot of people predicted that it was going to be Thunder Rosa. And I know the line for betting odds said Thunder Rosa was a lock to win this, so she had the high chances to win this. It's not Thunder Rosa yet. Full Gear is in November. If you're going to have Baker Rosa 3. The final match between these two, the rubber match, it's going to be on pay-per-view. And Thunder Rosa is still in the top 5. She's going absolutely nowhere. She's going to be the one to take her on and hopefully take the title off of her. Just, like, it's going to be great. But congratulations to Ruby Soho. She did an awesome. She did awesome. And that is that on that. And then we move on to Chris Jericho versus MJF. This match had one of the best. Like, you're sitting there wondering, Chris Jericho, MJF. MJF does not need to be losing outright to Chris Jericho. There's no way Chris Jericho needs to be losing because they still have more they can do with him in the ring. Eventually, he's going to call it a career, and he'll go and be a commentator on Rampage or maybe on Dark Elevation with Paul Wright if they want to go that route or whatever. But what they came up with was fucking perfect. The match was okay, but okay, before the match even started, MJF is fucking great. The match, like, we see an old countdown. You know how Jericho, when he first started in WWE, he had the countdown clock. He had that from 1999 to like 2005, and with different variations. And we get this generic countdown clock, and everybody's losing their shit. Like, oh my god, Jericho's bringing back Y2J. The pyro goes up. Jericho's last match on the Titantron, and then MJ's music hits, and I'm sitting here laughing my ass off. That was fucking genius. I love MJF for shit like that. Then Jericho came out, and, well, a couple weeks ago in the 5th labor of Jericho could not come out to Judas. So the fans there sang it beautifully. Tonight, Jericho decided to have the idea of, let's get my guitarist here from Prozzy, have him play Judas, and we'll give the crowd some guitar riffs to give us the entrance, an epic entrance. This was an absolute swing and a miss. This was so bad. The crowd was off from jump. They couldn't even off completely. It just was so bad. Thankfully, after the match was over, Jericho's music played, and they actually got to sing it, which made up for it. But still, it was a cool idea. It just didn't work right because no one, like, he started playing it, nobody knew when to start. Everyone tried to get in it, and it was just a swing and a miss. Now, the match, like I said, the match was okay. Jericho, MJF, it was good. Jericho. Now, the biggest thing about this is they call it a controversial finish because it was. Wardlow comes down towards the end of the match because MJF can't put Jericho away. Jake Hager comes from behind him. They beat the hell out of each other. Referees come down to stop him. MJF, well, Aubrey Edwards was distracted by all this. I don't know why. They never got to the ring. And all the other referees had this handled. Well, Jericho brought Floyd with him, and MJF decided to use Floyd. Then he hits the Judas effect when the referee's looking. Gets down, Jericho's down. I'm like, oh, of course he's going to get his leg on the thing. And I thought the ref was going to stop. But no, the ref counts 1, 2. Jericho's leg is on the rope. 3. MJF music plays. You could definitely tell Aubrey Edwards was not happy the fact that she had to be the one to count the pinfall to end Jericho's career. She's raising MJF's hand. He's celebrating. Paul Turner stayed behind while other referees got those guys to the back. He comes over and he's like motioning her to come over to him and explains to her that you made a mistake. Jericho's foot was on the rope when you hit 3. He's like, it was a 1, 2, Jericho's foot was on the thing and you hit the 3. She asked him, and you could hear this, was his foot on there the whole when I hit 3? Yes, I saw this. I was right here. Goes over to Justin Roberts. They explain everything. Match restarts. You think, oh, we're gonna, and I'm like, that's great. That is perfect. Jericho got pinned, but it didn't count. And now here comes Jericho, which of course, MJ, he rolls him up, gets a 2. Salt of the earth. Jericho gets out of that, tries to pin him, but they go back and forth a little bit. Jericho applies the wall to Jericho, and I'm sitting here screaming, put him in the Lion Tamer. Now, the biggest part about this match is that somewhere at the beginning of this match, MJF fucked his back up. His storyline, I don't know if it was legit or he was just selling it to get a reason why he would tap out at the end of this match, but he, from the beginning, from jump, after I believe he did a one-legged codebreaker, was going to be it. And he is selling his back the entire time. He almost gets to the ropes. Jericho pulls him in again to the middle of the ring, and MJF taps out. Jericho gets to keep his wrestling career alive for a little longer, and MJF does not look weak in this, and it doesn't hurt MJF because he did pin Jericho, but Jericho's foot was on the line, on the rope, so it was perfect. It was the best thing they could do without fucking anything up. So I'm going to give him that. That was good. Now, we move on. Well, the Hidden Circle came out. Jericho's music plays. They hug. Big victory. They sing. The crowd sings Judas because they didn't get to sing it for the opening and on cue. So that was great. And they have a nice moment in the ring. And this is the first time we've actually seen the Inner Circle together since Blood and Guts. If I'm correct, no, Stadium Stampede, that's right. Stadium Stampede. That was the last time we've actually seen all members of the Inner Circle, as far as I can remember, at the same time. CM Punk versus Darby Allen. This was really good. CM Punk did not look out of place. CM Punk rocking the long tights, because I don't think he should be wearing short tights anymore. But CM Punk comes out, Darby Allen and CM Punk both in the middle of the ring. The crowd is up on their feet before these guys even touch. Darby, of course, sits in the middle of the ring while CM Punk is making his entrance. He doesn't get up yet. CM Punk gets down into the Indian position, and they just have a stare down. They both get up, and the crowd is going apeshit. This match hasn't even started yet in the crowd, and I'm thinking to myself, this is the next to last match on this show. There has been epic moments already. How the fuck is this crowd so lively? Yes, I know it's CM Punk, but I've seen shows like this where the crowd, like WrestleMania 3 years ago was a long, arduous task because it was 8 fucking hours and people were dead by the end. Yes, this show was not that long. But still, I don't know how anyone still had an energy left in them after the Lucha Bros and Young Bucks stole the damn show. But here we were, CM Punk, Darby Allen, and another one of those. This is one of those, where were you the night CM Punk returned to the ring? Can you remember where you were sitting? Where you were, the house you were in, the seat you were in, were you watching it on a TV, on a computer screen, on your phone, on your tablet, on VR, whatever? Where were you at when you saw CM Punk make his return to the ring? And there'll be more of that later in the show, but we'll talk about that later. So, another fantastic match here. It was really good. I will say that right now. It wasn't great. CM Punk definitely looks like he's a little bit slower, but still, he's CM fucking Punk. There's not much else you can say about it. I think the more matches he has, the more pace will be picked up. This was definitely a different style for Darby. He slowed down for sure to have CM Punk keep up. This is CM Punk's first match in 7.5 years which, fun fact, Darby Allen's first debut match in wrestling was 13 months after the Royal Rumble in 2014. So in February of 2015, Darby Allen apparently made his in-ring debut. So there was that. But these guys were just all over each other. Of course, CM Punk trying to hit the GTS early on. Darby Allen just wise to that. Darby Allen tries for the coffin drop. That doesn't work out for him during this match early on. Now, CM Punk, I think, had one of the best ways to get out of taking the coffin drop, because CM Punk is down. Darby Allen actually goes up top, does the go to sleep taunt, and fans actually boo him. They got people to boo Darby Allen. That takes skill. Goes for it, and Punk just sits up like the Undertaker. He just sits up, has this smile on his face, like, I got you. Punk with a big leg lariat. Allen tries to move on Punk's shoulders. Punk flips it into the GTS. Hits it 1, 2, 3, and CM Punk is your winner. Now, earlier in the match, CM Punk does hit the GTS, but Darby's too close to the ring rope, so he just falls right to the outside. So CM Punk has not missed a step. CM Punk, this was good, a great return, and I expect more from him. I'm sure CM Punk will have a match at Grand Slam, because they need some big matches, man. That's going to be a big show. And honestly, if Grand Slam is a success, I can see maybe Full Gear next year in Arthur Ashe. If things go right, I think next year everything could be great, and seeing this like Arthur Ashe being the home of a future AEW pay-per-view like Full Gear or Revolution, the two matches that actually do go from different place to place. Now, post-match, Sting comes back out. As he said on Wednesday, he's not going to be out there because this needs to be one-on-one. Sting comes out, shakes Punk's hand. They go to help Darby up. Darby pushes him away because this is Darby fucking Allen. He doesn't want anyone's help to get up. Gets himself up. After a while, Darby and him shake hands. Sting helps Darby to the back while CM Punk celebrates. So, great return for CM Punk. Can't wait to see what happens with this going forward. This is going to be it between these two. CM Punk goes on to do his own thing. Darby Allin and Sting go on to probably still do some other things. And if you hadn't gone to the bathroom, made a sandwich, or just wanted to go for, get up and walk around, stretch your legs and everything, this next match gave you that option, because it's time for the semi-main event. And yes, I don't know why this was a semi-main event. Paul Wright and QT Marshall. So, before the match could even start, Aaron Solo, Nick Camarato, they try to beat up on Paul Wright. Doesn't happen. They both get sent to the outside. Paul Wright pretty much brutalized this guy in about 3 minutes. Nick Camarato and Aaron Solo do get involved a little bit, but he takes them both out. Chokeslam by Paul Wright, 1, 2, 3, and that was that. 3 minutes and 10 seconds of a waste of time. 3 minutes, 10 seconds did not even need to be on the show. This match did not need to happen here. You have Rampage. You can sell Paul Wright being on Rampage. You can sell Paul Wright being on Wednesday night. This match had no business being on this pay-per-view. From top to bottom, this match sticks out the worst as being nowhere. This match did not deserve to be on this show. Full Gear will be on Saturday, November 13th. I believe it's from St. Louis, Missouri. Next week on Wednesday, Jon Moxley will take on Minoru Suzuki in his homecoming match. Ruby Soho makes her first appearance on Wednesday, and Malachi Black takes on Dustin Rhodes. And I wish I had the fucking promo that Malachi and Jon Moxley both cut, because Jon Moxley talked about his rival Minoru Suzuki, and Malachi, of course, brought up all the things he's done to the Nightmare Factory so far, and how he is going to make Dustin rode his bitch on Sunday. So, yeah. Yeah, so, again, I don't know why we had to have QT Marshall and them, but we get the main event. The main event of Kenny Omega, Christian Cage. Now, everyone's like, this is a subpar main event because there are much better people, than much bigger names you could have Kenny Omega go up against when you have Christian Cage. This was a lot better than I think anybody thought it was going to be. And by the end of the night, I don't think anyone's going to really be talking about the match because it's everything that happened after. And the match, the match was good. I mean, Kenny Omega, Christian Cage, they put on one hell of a match. Of course, this match was better than they did before because it's just how it is. But it's like, even if I bring up the match and I talk about the match, it doesn't matter because it's after the match. It's after the match. Kenny Omega wins, of course. He was going to win. There was no doubt about it. The Young Bucks lost. They were the chink in the armor of the Elite tonight. They lost. They lost their titles. Hopefully the Good Brothers will lose their titles. And then Kenny Omega, of course, will lose his title going into Full Gear against Hangman Adam Page. But it's after the match. It was a good match. Christian Cage did a spear to a table on the outside and cut his rib. Then he hit a spear to Kenny Omega's back. I've never seen anybody hit somebody with a spear to the spine of their back. I've never seen it before. That was really cool. Christian goes for the super kill switch. That doesn't happen. Super, and I mean super, one-wing angel ends the night for Christian. But the Elite come out. Of course, the Young Bucks are still reeling, and they have ice on their back and everything. The Good Brothers and all come in. They beat the living shit out of Mr. Christian Cage. Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Marcus Stunt trying to come out. Nothing happens there. They get beat up. Kenny Omega, we get a big yes chant from the crowd because everyone's expecting Bryan Danielson. Omega says he doesn't care about hometown heroes. He says nobody is on his level. It doesn't matter where he goes. He remains the best. He says the only people who could have ever had a chance to beat him are either retired, not here, or dead. Lights come out. Everyone's like, oh, it's got to be Bryan Danielson. Adam Cole, motherfuckers. Adam Cole is in AEW. Adam Cole, baby, makes his way to the ring. Looks like he's gonna square with Kenny Omega. And if anybody knows Adam Cole, what Adam Cole's like, there ain't no motherfucking way Adam Cole was gonna be going and taking out some of his best friends. He super kicks Jungle Boy. The commentator's like, oh no, what is going on here? Why? Why would he do that? Adam Cole is a natural fucking heel. This motherfucker should never be a babyface at all. They all embrace. The Young Bucks give them both a kiss on the cheek, as they used to do. They're about ready to say goodbye, bang, when Ride of the Valkyries starts playing. Y'all thought you were getting Final Countdown, didn't you? Y'all thought you were going to get some Final Countdown. No, motherfuckers. You got Rise of the Valkyries. I believe that's what it's called. Ride of the Valkyries. The opening riff to Ride of the Valkyries, then it goes into a remix, and out comes Bryan Danielson. Yes, AEW blew their load in one fucking night. One load of Ruby Soho, Minoru Suzuki, Bryan Danielson, and Adam Cole, baby. What a night for that. So Bryan gets in the ring, and we get a nice big brawl between the good guys, most of the Elite. Everybody gets out, and then the Jurassic Express, Christian Cage, and Bryan Danielson end the night raising each other's hands, and that is the end of the show. What a way for AEW to kick off, to end this night. Adam Cole's in AEW. Bryan Danielson in AEW. Double debuts at the end of the night. I don't think anybody predicted all of this. And Dustin Rhodes puts the best tweet out for this. Tonight, I saw more passion in one ring than ever. Tonight, I saw a passionate AEW fan base. Those two things makes for an incredibly energetic show. Incredible. Hashtag all out. Hashtag at AEW. Absolutely. This is a fucking, this is not competition. This is by far the best wrestling promotion in North America and in the world. WWE, you say, oh, but WWE is number one. WWE is sports entertainment. This is professional fucking wrestling where the fans fucking matter. This was the best show AEW has ever and will probably ever put on. This sets the standard for all of AEW. I don't think they could ever top this show. I could be totally fucking wrong, but this was great. Ruby Soho coming in, winning the Women's Battle Royal, taking out the odds-on favorite Thunder Rosa, which Thunder Rosa did not look happy when she was leaving. She was like pointing outside like, that's supposed to be my spot. Again, she's going to get that spot later this year. But this is by far the greatest I have ever seen. Bryan Danielson, Steve Grayson, the best pay-per-view ever. Just looking through here, all the positivity. CM Punk coming back. Doesn't even look like he missed a step. Might be a little slower just because it's his first match. I'm sure he's going to pick it up when we get further and further into the year and into his run in AEW. Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole. It's like they have this stadium show coming up in 3 weeks. In less than 3 weeks now. What are they going to do there? Are they going? It's like Wyndham can't come in until October at least, so he'll probably make his debut at the full year pay-per-view. This was just so great. Just so I can't stop thinking just how good this is. Can't wait to see what happens on Wednesday. Will we see? And I'm sure that Morgan's going to be on next on the chopping block because she did tweet out, "I'm so proud of you" at Real Ruby Soho. Hashtag Ruby Soho in a second tweet. So I can see her probably getting thrown out very soon. Just looking at these, Fuego del Sol motivated. This is why I love professional wrestling, as great as it was being backstage for these matches and moments. I promise you, I mean it when I say it. In the future, you will see me a part of them. Proud to be a part of AEW. Let's go to work. I absolutely believe that. The scene has changed. The game has changed. Jim Ross. Yes. This, I don't care what anyone says. The game has changed. Tonight that's it. WWE could just pack it in, which of course I don't really want that to happen because I don't want people to lose be out of a job. But what can you do? Cole, Danielson, two of the biggest free agents left. Just wow. Just what's next? What else can they do? How can you top this pay-per-view? Somebody in the comment section, how do you top this fucking pay-per-view? I don't even want to watch Raw tomorrow, but I do want to have content on this channel. If I had other content, which I might start doing that because Raw is really not worth talking about. This is by far, it's just, if you're not watching professional wrestling anymore, and you were professional wrestling, then you don't know what you're missing. Just look at the pay-per-views. Summer Scam and All Out. Summer Scam, yes, they had Roman John Cena. Yes, they had Damian Priest Sheamus. That was a really good match. But you had Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley in a disgrace of a match. The absolute burial of Bianca Belair. Look at the women's championship matches between the SmackDown women's title match and the AEW women's title match. Yes, I'm not a fan of the Faker, Britt Baker, but I would take the match that they had tonight over what they did between Bianca Belair and Becky on fucking at SummerSlam. You had the return of Brock Lesnar, which is his drawing power is surely diminishing. And tonight you had some of the biggest free agents make their debut. One of the biggest surprises, of course, being Minoru Suzuki. I didn't see that coming. I'm glad it's that, but yeah. The only thing that I can say is that if you want to see something, you got to see this show from top to bottom, with a couple hiccups here and there. Of course, that one match, you got to see this match. This was. And it's funny, people were actually going to WWE. This is funny. People were actually going to WWE's roster page. They still have Adam Cole listed as a current superstar, even though Adam Cole hasn't been a superstar in WWE or NXT for about 2 weeks. Just can't wait to see what's next. Wednesday night's gonna be a damn good show. Friday night we get Pac and Andrade, the match we were supposed to see tonight. We're gonna see it on Friday, even though it's gonna be taped. So there are big things going on in AEW, and it's just gonna be going up and up and up. And I don't see this show or this company slowing down anytime soon. Honestly, if Wyndham does come in, I think that needs to be it for acquisitions for the rest of the year. I think Wyndham's the final piece for 2021, and anything else and anybody else coming in, you wait till 2022, because this is going to be something people are going to be talking about for weeks to come. And who's next for Kenny Omega? Hangman Page. I don't see why you would even rush Bryan Danielson. Adam Cole joins the Elite, as you figured he was going to, and it's just going to be one hell of a week. But that is your AEW All Out review. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Minds at the France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/the France Club, and find me on Instagram at the France Club. And I will see you guys on tomorrow, on Monday for Raw. Until then, my name is the France, and I'll see you guys later.